car,
Yeah.
ATS Life Sciences, and the topic is Agility Wins the Race, the Future of Automation. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Guten Tag. It's the only German words I know, and Danke, so I'll save that for later. Hello, my name is Peng, and I'm honored to speak with you today. I'm going to be frank with you. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this. The future has always been uncertain. Today it feels dangerous. Sorry, let me just. The international order is under more strain than at any point since the Second World War. I'm so sorry, just give me a minute. Okay. Geopolitics is not just unstable, it's accelerating from crisis to crisis, with decision makers and policy leaders unable to keep up. A glut of information and data create constant outrage, with social media pushing consumer behavior and social activism like never before. Businesses are struggling to adapt to a large array of forces, including supply chain problems, a maturing Chinese economy, labor shortage, inflation, climate change, pandemic, and of course, as we all know, the war in Europe. Okay, you're saying, enough, Peng. You are making me depressed. The future is scary. What is your point? My point is this. The future doesn't have to be frightening because the choice is ours. My point is opportunity. Within all these massive disruption is a chance for businesses, especially ones that build automation systems, to seize the moment and deliver solutions the world needs tomorrow. And the way to deliver it in an uncertain, unstable, unpredictable world is agility. Now, you're probably thinking, this lady talks about chaos and disruptions, and she sees opportunity. Is she crazy? Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm a little crazy, but I am a refugee from Cambodia. In the 1970s, my parents had 10 children when the Pol Pot regime came into power. My dad went from running a successful bicycle parts business in Phnom Penh to being forcibly displayed to a farm collective with the entire country. If you can believe it, that little hut there was my home for a family of 10 during the Pol Pot regime. I went there in 2014, and that hut is still up. That's where I got the photo from. My oldest sister was taken away by soldiers, and we never saw her again. War came again 4 years later when Vietnam invaded. We dodged bullets to escape Pol Pot and were robbed on our journey to Thailand. We were a homeless family in a refugee camp with nothing but the clothes on our backs. Long story short, we came to Canada, I learned English, got through school, went to university, and found a company. Throughout these early years, did our family see the future as uncertain, unstable, and unpredictable? Of course we did. Did we despair? No, far from it. That's why I approach a changing world with enthusiasm and optimism. The future is inherently exciting if we embrace it. So if you think about it, if I could live in that hut and still see the future as optimistic and enthusiastic, what can the rest of us do? My family and I adapted to survive and eventually thrive. If our manufacturing companies are going to thrive in tomorrow's world, we have to be agile. Let's pause on this concept for one moment, because adaptability is a key concept in every sector today. It has many names: resilient, flexibility, versatility, nimbleness, and agility. Pick any one, and you'll have a buzzword against change. But what are we really talking about in manufacturing? In manufacturing, the word we often use is agility. An agile manufacturer can quickly, readily, and cost-effectively respond to a rapidly changing market reality. The conventional system for most automation, especially assembly automation, is that you have to choose between what kind of equipment you want to invest in: flexibility or speed. If you go for flexibility, you sacrifice speed, and you see that a lot around here. If you take speed, you give up on flexibility. But that is the old way of thinking. In 2012, we developed a digital platform powered by patent technology that allows for high speeds, high flexibility, and high precision in standardized modular building blocks. In other words, a technology we now call Symphony. We solved the dilemma between speed and flexibility. But let's forget about Symphony. Let's assume that you're stuck between agility on one hand and speed on the other. What do you choose? In today's world, the choice is clear. It's agility. Let me put it this way. All businesses are asked two fundamental questions. How do you compete? How do you win? For most manufacturers, you compete by automating, and you win with agile automation. Remember one of those forces I identified at the beginning, the rise of China and its maturing economy? China has become a global economic superpower in large part by utilizing an enormous pool of cheap labor to manufacture the world's goods. It was a no-brainer for many Western manufacturers starting in the 1970s to offshore their production to cheap labor countries, where an ever more complex series of products could be made quickly and cheaply. But labor costs in these countries, including China, have kept pace with rapid development, while costs have stagnated in post-industrial countries such as Germany. Indeed, the Boston Consulting Group has found that the cost of manufacturing is approaching parity between the two economic superpowers. Meanwhile, because of the growth and ongoing innovation of automated technology, especially with digital transformation, manufacturing in countries with high labor costs is once again a viable option. That's why by 2026, the industrial automation market in Europe, the Middle East, in Africa will be worth $51.4 billion. Couple this with geopolitical instability, national security concerns, the weaknesses in our global supply chain, plus growing government programs to attract businesses to come back home. See your little puppy. You have a significant incentive to reshore. And that reshoring comes the need for manufacturers to be flexible with their approaches as well as their equipment. Reshoring has been a strategy for manufacturers for the past decade, with 2018 seeing the highest number of US companies reshoring their business back to the US, according to Thomas Net. COVID-19 has accelerated this trend, as well as accelerated digital transformation and adoption in all aspects of our lives, including our professional lives. The Economist magazine found that businesses before the pandemic looked to automation to lower costs and enhance performance. After the pandemic and going forward, firms are looking to automation to build flexibility, increase resilience, and lower risk. Let me repeat that. I think it's worth repeating. Prior to COVID, automation meant lower costs. After COVID, automation means flexibility and resiliency. Consumer demand for personalized, unique products and services will not change due to COVID or any other short-term disruption. They are impatient for a business to design the latest products and build the machines and the process to bring those new products to market cheaply. And as these demands recur more and more frequently, you as manufacturers need the agility in your equipment to shorten time to market. In other words, in the modern world, agility is speed. Finally, agility wins today because of the reality of automation itself. We are following a similar path to the evolution of computers. The first modern computers were built to break communication codes in wartime. They were simple machines that allow humans to do a greater number of mathematical calculations quickly. And though they become smaller, faster, and more reliable, it took decades for us to understand the true promise of computers as they become more and more agile. It's a cliche to say that the smartphone in your pocket today is more powerful than the computer on the Apollo missions to the moon. Yes, it can do all the calculation faster than the computer for the Apollo mission, while allowing you to order pizza, watch a movie, or connect with your colleagues at Automatica instantaneously. Now consider automation. Are machines going to become more specialized and product specific? Or is each one going to become capable of an ever-increasing number of tasks while going at a faster rate? Are we going to continue to build machines for singular purposes? Or are we going to incorporate Industry 4.0, where data drives design and information powers decision-making? Just like the personal computer, the smartphone, and whatever comes next, the future of automation is agility. When I think about the successful factories of the future, I don't see a maze of custom machinery snaking around huge factories. I see standardized digital solutions that take up less floor space with less mechanical parts, yet is faster and more precise. I see modular, scalable automation that reduce waste and is good for our environment. I see machine that can do more than one thing and do it quickly. I see agile automation at the core of manufacturers' sustainability strategy. Modular and flexible solution means a more efficient, intelligent, and sustainable process for automated manufacturing. Excuse me. Single-purpose machines take up factory space, which eventually ends up in landfills. I'm sorry. Agile digital automation is not just good for your bottom line. It is the very essence of sustainability. I see agility winning the race. We don't have to like an unstable world to accept and adapt to it. And by doing so, we not only benefit ourselves, but our clients. We have a shot at making the world better. As a homeless, penniless refugee girl living under a tent near the border in Thailand over 40 years ago, I didn't let go of my dream. When it started to rain, we didn't despair because we'd be cold and wet and miserable. We went to have a shower. When our lives were taken from us, we didn't think about despairing or giving up. We took the opportunity to start over. I wanted the future. I craved it, and I was ready to shape it. So let us all stop watching all these changes happening around us and let be a part of it. Can anybody guess which one was me? There's no prize, but it'll make you feel better. No? Which one? Well, there's two little girls there. Oh, you're wrong. In case you're curious, this photo was taken the day we were leaving the refugee camp in Thailand to fly to Canada. And the little girl in the red shirt was me. I was 9.5 years old, and my mother made that shirt for me. Before I finish, I want to leave you with a very cool video. And when the video's playing, you can ask me questions. I also want to leave you these words from Charles Darwin's. As Charles Darwin discovered about evolution, it is not the strongest competitor in the animal kingdom. And let's be honest, business is animal kingdom. It is not the strongest, oh, I'm so sorry. I am not, sorry. It is not the strongest competitors in the animal kingdom who are able to succeed. It is those who can adopt best. Or in other words, it is those who are agile. I thank you.
ATS's Symphony platform is at the vanguard of a revolution in assembly automation.
Okay, so any questions while the video's playing?
Any questions? Oh.